Yes, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Chopping It Up with Charms. I'm the man himself, and I'm here to just run through all of the football know-how for this week. Football's back in its sort of normal club regularity. We've got the European football. We've got Premier League back again on the weekend. Chelsea ourselves, we've got Aston Villa on Sunday. It's a good time to be playing a side like Villa, but we'll get into that in just a sec. I want to start, though, with the European fixtures, particularly Chelsea's impressive 2-0 win last night against Heidenheim. I couldn't remember for the life of me the name. I nearly restarted the video, but we'll keep it moving because it's quite. It says a lot. I forgot the name of the team that we're playing against, because next week we're playing the team who represent the capital of Kazakhstan. So after playing Serviet, Noah, Panathinaikos, Heidenheim and Astana, we might win a European trophy. So shout out whoever's idea this league was. It's fucking ridiculous. This should have been scrapped. It should have never been concepted. This is a stupid trophy. I'll take a free trophy in Europe, though. Shout out the Blues. Man, we got to talk about Heidenheim. We got to talk about the 2-0. We got to talk about Mykhailo Mudryk. It's who I was talking about last week. And I wasn't speaking about him in glimmering terms, should I say. I'm ready to see the back of him, and I thought yesterday was another performance which proved me right until it didn't. You know, I think that he had a woeful 60 minutes until he took a good chance and he finished it with striker's acumen, to be honest. It was a fantastic finish, but I don't really care, to be totally honest. I think everything else, the dribbling at players without any indignation and any intimidation, he doesn't want to be scary anymore. I feel like he just wants to have those little those little like moments of touch the ball and fly past and fling it in. And you saw Sancho doing it off the other wing, and although Dan particularly was getting quite frustrated with the flicky trickiness of the winger himself, like the effectivity and the end product, as Dan was labelling it, that ball in behind was going somewhere. And although he didn't bag, I would say it was apples and pears in performances from Sancho and Mudryk. I thought Sancho, although was also trying to do the tricky bits, was being effective going forward. Whereas Mudryk, I don't see it, to be honest. I couldn't say he's ineffective. I don't know where he is on the pitch. He just disappears. He goes missing for large periods of the game. And against Heidenheim, you're going missing. Can't be doing that, Chief. So I'm very. I'm kind of coming to the end of my tether with Mykhailo Mudryk and this whole situation. The way I put it is with all the transfers we've made over the last 18 months, he was one of the first ones in. He's got to be one of the first ones out. He was replaced. He's a replaceable player that was replaced and is now following the team. And listen, he could go on to do wonderful things at Chelsea, but I don't see it happening. I think that we've seen the best side of Mykhailo Mudryk, and that's all we're going to get from him. So on that note, I'm still, after bagging again, another good performance, I'm still firmly in the camp that we got to sell. I'm happy he didn't go to Arsenal. I think he would have cooked over there, to be honest. And I'm happy we bought in Jadon Sancho for 20 million, taking him off Man United. He works in the same position. He's just a little bit more effective with that quote-unquote end product. So that's my thoughts once again on Mykhailo Mudryk and the winger situation at Chelsea. But the midfield is like, it's a confusing situation. I know what our best midfield in front five and like all of that setup looks like, but who's where and who's in control of what, particularly with Christopher Nkunku. I think that the Enzo, Caicedo, Lavia situation kind of solves itself based on who's fit and who's where. I would say that effectually it's got to be Caicedo and Lavia, because they're the two that have showed the best performances in the six, with Enzo maybe just in front in like an 8 role, ideally for building the 6 in front of that. But it is difficult. It is definitely difficult. But in the end of the day, all things said and done, it's a fucking great problem to have, right? Because what we were worried about yesterday, and going back to the Nkunku situation, is where does he play? if we are to put him into the first team, because in the 10, he doesn't exactly oust Cole Palmer, he just pushes him wide. But you push Palmer wide, then you're not getting the most creativity out of your most creative player, right? So you bring him back in the inside and you play Nkunku off on the right. He's good there, but is he effective? Because in the end of the day, it's his finishing which has been sublime for us so far. So you're kind of removing that out of his game by playing him on the right. So then we have the situation where, as Dan, and I love this, he said this last night, and I love this, I've been thinking about it. It's like the Magician's Cup, right? No matter what rotation the cups are in, the ball's still there. We're still in control of what's happening, because all three of those players, whether that's Pedro Neto, Nkunku or Palmer, who are the best ideal players to play in that sort of ram-cam midfield situation, they can all disperse and they can do it in game. They can all spin over in each one of those three positions, and any rotation of them, whether it's Neto on the left, Palmer on the right, Nkunku in the middle, or Nkunku on the left, Palmer in the right, Palmer in the middle, and then Neto on the right, it all works. All of it works. And the good thing is Jackson is learning how to play off of that chemistry. He's taking the ball down and turning and knowing, okay, I'm going to have a runner over my shoulder this way, and I'm probably going to get a run slowing down on the left there, yeah? Because that's what it's turning into, and we're seeing it game by game. That is becoming incrementally more and more effective. Fundamentally, the football is becoming cleaner, more concise, and more effective going forward, which means that we will win more games and we'll be a better football club. So I'm very, very, very happy with the situation that we're in right now. It's just the defence. I'm still not sold on Benoit Badiashile by any stretch. Couple of good games back to back, but nah, I'm just not sold on him. I think that we need replacement, particularly we need strengthening in that right back situation, which Benoit Badiashile seems to be the one that's covering that hole at the minute, particularly when we're talking about in these competitions. Axel Disasi as well, I like him. I just think that he's very mistake prone. I think he's got a lot of time to mend. But this centre-back moving into the right-back thing is, we need an out-and-out full-back and then let all the players play in their natural position. And that's got to be what January is about. Speaking of letting players play in their position, who do we let play in goal? Because Robert Sanchez, although being extremely mistake-prone, making a mistake almost every game, it seems, man. Like, it feels like he's waiting to concede and just make an erratic mistake and be all arms in the air. But I don't see that out of Philip Jorgensen. Shout out you, by the way, Philip. We see you watching the ting, bro. We see you watching the Bomber Clark ting, yeah? Philip. Yuck. Jump in, bro. One day we'll get a podcast with them and them. But yeah, Philip Jorgensen, absolutely fantastic. I don't know what was better, the same in the first or the same in the second. Me personally, I think the same in the second half was of a different mustard. He smothered the ball, came out, collected it. He made it his, and that's what I want to see out of a goalkeeper. You know, last time I saw a striker like Nicholas Jackson at my club, it was Diego Costa, and last time I saw a goalkeeper at my club that cares like Philip Jorgensen, that cares. You see that? I nearly put in the ability in there, but that cares and that comes out and that plays like he wants to win games. Was Thibaut Courtois, who I don't know why we even got rid of in the first place. But yeah, Philip Jorgensen, he's made a great case for himself over this European tournament. And I think that he's going to start being the first person out of that B team to push his way into the A side. Because I think man for man, he's the better player. And I think that he's showing himself that is an accurate statement week in, week out. And Robert Sanchez could not be harming his case any further. I went this whole time without talking about Reece James. We've got about a minute left in the video, so I'll do my best. I like Reece James. I think he's one of the best right backs in the world. He's probably the best right back in the world on his day, right? Top 3 in the world when he's not on his day. We need to get rid of him. We can't stay relying. He's the only thing that holds me back is the fact that he's 24, he's young, and he's amazing at the sport. We've seen players bounce back from this type of injury, but we've seen an awful lot more players never recover from this type of injury. Constantly niggling his hamstring, ACL out the wazoo. He's made out of paper. He's made out of Weetabix. He's a mache Reece. it's horrible. Like, I think we should cash in on Real Madrid, try and see if we can get the 70, 80 million for him. But honestly, right now, 50, I'm not mad at it, bro. I can't see him playing a full season of Premier League football in his career. I can't see him playing 45 games of football in one season in his career ever again. And I pray to the Lord above that he finds fitness and he starts for us on Sunday against Villa and he scores a hat-trick, yeah? And he says, I'm here, yeah? And I hope he never gets injured again. But that's not what's going to happen, right? He's going to end up back on the chop. And I hate it, and it breaks my heart, but it is what it is. Thank you kindly for listening to my incessant rambling. And I'm so shouting and shooting and booting. Never again, I promise you. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all of that. If you make it this far into the video, make yourself known. Put the weirdest emoji that you can in the comment section. I read all 6 of the comments that we get every week. So please, whoever gets the strangest one, I will DM you directly. Particularly if your Instagram and your YouTube handle are the exact same. So I can just DM you on Instagram instead of YouTube. Because I don't think you can. God bless. Take care of yourself. Love. Up the fucking Chelsea. We get Villa on Sunday. 3-0, I'll say. Very confident going into that game. They haven't won a game since the 22nd of October. Let that sink in. Yeah. Peace.